Well, the Collingwood football story was one of necessity. Um, it, it could have been worse for me because I was only a 2-year first officer, but I've always been fairly forthright. If I think life is in danger, I didn't think it was that day, I knew it was. We picked up the whole Collingwood football team at Tullamarine Airport, and we flew them to Albury in a Fokker Friendship. Not a very big aeroplane, I guess there might have been 48 of them, two cabin crew and 2 pilots, myself being the first officer. And as we got past Benalla, one of the flight attendants said, "They've drunk it dry, there's nothing left in the aeroplane." There was a racket and a party going on, and I was flying with a person that best I don't name, but in fact a delightful man, but he had extreme respect for Collingwood football team. I believe he had quite a lot of respect for God too, but I think Collingwood football team rated just a bit higher than God. Now, I wouldn't include them in that status, but anyway, if you can imagine that, he said on the public address system, "If you like to come up 2 at a time and have a look, please do. You're most welcome." I was flying the aeroplane and I'd started to descend into Albury. I was manually flying the aircraft. It doesn't have electric trim, it's got a manual trim wheel, big wheel here, and the response to his public address was, "Let's get up there, let's go." So the whole 48 of them had moved forward in the aeroplane. They couldn't all fit up there, but they're all up in the forward locker area of the aircraft. The girls were doing nothing because one had locked herself in the toilet to perhaps save something, I don't know what, and the other was up in a hat rack because she wouldn't offer what she should save. So it was out of control and alcohol was involved. Anyway, I got to the stage where the trim was full aft. Now that means there's no more trim. The aeroplane's getting in a dangerous nose heavy or nose down situation, and I was frankly not liking it because we're getting into the situation where there's turbulence from cloud as we're descending into the cloud. And I told the person in charge, "I'm having this difficulty and you'd better get them back." And he passively said something. Remember, you don't talk nasty to God, and you don't talk at all nasty to Collingwood. And so he made some little demure remark, and all they did was shove a beer under his nose and said, "You should have a beer." And of course that worried me a bit more. So I bunted the aeroplane. They floated up off the floor. I pulled it back quite strongly. They all crashed to the floor. And I said in a pretty loud and unfriendly voice, "Get back, put your seatbelts on now or I'll do it again and again." And they quickly left, and as they left I was getting back into safe bounds of flying, and they all put their seatbelt on and we landed safely at Albury. The captain, who was basically in charge, said, "I think you did the right thing," and smiled. And I've got to tell you, he's a nice person. There was no animosity with him. But that's a true story, and it did happen.